All right, so today we're diving deep into Financial Freedom by Grant Sabatier.
Yeah.
And this guy, he actually reached financial independence
Mhm.
in 5 years.
Pretty amazing.
And now he's sharing all his secrets in this book.
Yeah.
So are you ready to like unlock some financial freedom for yourself?
Oh, absolutely. I think his story is really inspiring.
Yeah.
And what makes it so interesting is that
Yeah.
Sabatier, he didn't, start out with like a silver spoon or anything. He
Yeah.
was kind of just like, many of us
Right.
just feeling lost in this like financial maze.
Total. Okay, so paint me a picture then of like this maze that he's talking about. Like,
Hmm.
what is the financial landscape that he describes in the book?
Yeah.
Is it as bleak as everyone says?
I mean, he doesn't sugarcoat it.
Yeah. Okay.
He points out that like 70% of employees are disengaged at work,
Wow.
and almost as many have less than $1,000 in savings.
Oh my gosh.
Millennials especially, they're facing this huge mountain of student loan debt. It's definitely like a wake-up call.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so not exactly like sunshine and rainbows then.
Right.
But he wouldn't write a whole book just to tell us we're all doomed. Right. So what's the silver lining here?
Well, his point is that, financial freedom is achievable,
Okay.
even with all these challenges.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not just for like the wealthy elite or anything.
Right.
It's about like making conscious choices and really adopting a mindset
Okay.
that empowers you to kind of take control of your finances.
Mindset. Okay, that's interesting.
Mhm.
Because I feel like we hear a lot about, manifesting
Right.
these days
Yeah.
and the power of positive thinking and all that.
Yeah.
So is Sabatier just peddling another like self-help trope?
No, I think he goes beyond just thinking positive.
Yeah.
He introduces this idea of what he calls the enterprise mindset.
Okay.
It's about viewing yourself as an entrepreneur.
Mm.
Even if you like have a traditional 9-to-5 job,
Yeah.
it's about constantly seeking opportunities to generate income
Okay.
and build wealth.
So not just like waiting for a raise or winning the lottery.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
But what does this enterprise mindset actually like look like in practice?
Well, he provides a bunch of examples in the glossary.
Okay.
Talks about side hustles like blogging or creating online courses.
Right.
He even dives into like passive income streams,
Okay.
like rental properties or drop shipping businesses.
Okay, starting to see how this like mindset shift could lead to some serious like financial gains.
Right.
But let's be real for a second.
Yes.
A lot of folks out there are already like stretched thin.
Yeah.
So where do you even find the time or the energy to like launch a side hustle?
Well, that's where his emphasis on optimization comes in.
Yeah.
He doesn't just advocate for earning more.
Right.
He's equally passionate about spending smarter.
Oh.
It's about making conscious choices
Mhm.
and aligning your spending with your values.
Right. Makes sense. You can't out-earn bad spending habits.
Exactly.
But let's talk about the other side of the coin here, investing.
Mm-hmm.
So Sabatier reached financial freedom really fast.
Yeah.
What is his secret sauce when it comes to investing?
Well, he breaks down complex concepts
Okay.
into like these digestible bites.
Okay.
He talks about the power of compounding,
Mm.
using the rule of 72
Oh, yeah.
to illustrate how your money can grow exponentially over time.
Ah, yes, the rule of 72.
Yeah.
I remember that from my Econ 101 class,
Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of people listening might not be familiar with that.
Yeah.
Can you break it down for us?
Absolutely. So the rule of 72 is basically a simple way
Okay.
to estimate how long it takes for your investment to double.
Mm.
You divide 72 by the annual interest rate.
Okay.
So if your investment earns, say, a 7% return,
Okay.
it'll take roughly 10 years to double.
Okay. That is pretty simple.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and Sabatier uses this to show how, like, even small amounts invested consistently
Yeah,
can really snowball over time, right?
exactly. It highlights the importance of starting early
Okay.
and taking advantage of compounding.
Mm-hmm.
He also emphasizes diversification
Okay.
and stresses the need to understand different asset classes,
Okay.
like stocks, bonds, and ETFs.
He doesn't just throw out jargon, though, right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
like, does he actually explain these things
Yeah.
in a way that everyday people can understand?
He breaks it down beautifully.
Okay.
For example, when discussing ETFs,
Mm-hmm.
he explains how they offer instant diversification
Okay.
by bundling various stocks or bonds,
Right.
making them less risky than individual stock picking.
Gotcha. So he's not expecting everyone to become like a Wall Street guru overnight.
No.
He's providing the tools and the knowledge to make informed decisions.
Exactly.
Regardless of your background.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, what about like the more traditional stuff?
Yeah.
Does he talk about 401ks and IRAs?
Oh, yeah. He dives deep into those.
Oh, yeah.
Emphasizing the importance of maximizing employer contributions
Okay.
and understanding the tax advantages of different retirement accounts.
Okay.
He even breaks down the difference between like a traditional 401k and a Roth IRA.
Okay, so why is it so important to understand those differences?
Well, because they have significant implications for how your money is taxed
Okay.
and how you can access it in the future.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So with a traditional 401k, your contributions are tax deductible up front,
Okay.
but you'll pay taxes on withdrawals in retirement.
Okay.
With a Roth IRA, you contribute after-tax dollars,
Gotcha.
but your withdrawals in retirement are tax-free.
Okay. So it's all about figuring out
Right.
what works best for your individual situation.
Exactly.
Okay. And I know Sabatier also touches on some more like unconventional approaches, like geographic arbitrage.
Yes.
What is that all about?
That's one of the things that makes his approach so unique. Geographic arbitrage is basically the idea of relocating to an area
Okay.
with a lower cost of living
Gotcha.
so that your income can like stretch further.
So instead of trying to keep up with the Joneses in an expensive city,
Right.
you could move somewhere with a lower cost of living and
Yeah.
reach financial freedom faster.
Precisely. Your dollar can go a lot further
Yeah.
in certain cities or countries.
Right.
Sabatier provides real-world examples of people who've done this successfully.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
It really challenges the traditional notion of like being tied to one location.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine there are some potential like downsides to consider as well.
Of course.
Right.
Sabatier doesn't shy away from those.
Okay.
He addresses potential challenges,
Mm-hmm.
like leaving behind family and friends,
Right.
adapting to a new culture,
Yeah.
and finding new job opportunity.
Right.
So he encourages readers to weigh the pros and cons carefully
Yeah.
before making such a big decision.
Makes sense. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Right.
Speaking of solutions, I know Sabatier also delves into the psychology of money.
Yes.
Why is that so important?
Well, because our beliefs and habits about money,
Right.
they can often sabotage our financial goals.
Right.
You know?
That's true.
Sabatier acknowledges the emotional and psychological barriers that hold people back,
Yeah.
like fear of failure
Right.
or the allure of instant gratification.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it feels like we're programmed
Yeah.
to just spend.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do we break free from those patterns?
Well, Sabatier offers some practical tips,
Okay.
like setting clear financial goals,
Mm-hmm.
tracking your spending,
Okay.
and even seeking support
Yeah.
from a financial advisor
Okay.
or a community of like-minded individuals.
Right.
He emphasizes the power of building those positive financial habits.
I love that he combines like the practical with the psychological.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about like numbers and spreadsheets.
It's about understanding our own relationship with money.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the like nitty-gritty for a minute.
Okay.
Does Sabatier actually give specific advice
Yes.
on things like paying off debt or buying a house?
Absolutely. He offers concrete strategies for tackling those common financial challenges,
Okay.
like negotiating a raise,
Mhm.
paying off credit card debt,
Okay.
even navigating the mortgage process.
Right.
He doesn't just preach financial responsibility.
Right.
He equips readers with the tools to take action.
Yeah, that's what makes this book so valuable.
Yeah.
It's not just theory, it's actionable advice.
Exactly.
But let's be honest, sometimes all this like financial talk can get a little dry.
Right.
How does Sabatier keep things interesting?
He's a master storyteller.
Okay.
He weaves in these personal anecdotes and real-life examples
Yeah.
that make the concepts more relatable
Right.
and engaging.
Gotcha.
He even shares some of his own travel hacking adventures,
Oh, yeah.
showing how financial freedom can unlock amazing experiences.
I was going to ask about that. It
Yeah.
seems like travel is a big part of his philosophy.
It is.
Is it all about like retiring early
Mhm.
and just like jet setting around the world?
It's not just about the travel itself.
Okay.
It's about having freedom to choose
Mm-hmm.
how you spend your time and your resources.
Right.
For Sabatier, travel represents that freedom.
Okay.
But for someone else, it might be starting a business, spending more time with family,
Right.
or pursuing a passion project.
So it's really about aligning your financial goals
Exactly.
with your values and your aspirations.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, but let's address like the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Some people might be skeptical about achieving financial freedom in just 5 years.
Right.
Like, is that realistic for everyone?
Well, Sabatier acknowledges that his journey was accelerated
Okay.
by certain factors,
Right.
like his tech background
Yeah.
and the rise of the gig economy. So he's not suggesting that everyone can replicate his exact timeline.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
No.
It's about adopting a long-term mindset
Yeah,
and taking consistent action, right?
exactly. He emphasizes that financial freedom is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
It's about making small, consistent steps towards your goals
Yeah.
and celebrating each milestone along the way.
And speaking of milestones, Sabatier also dives into the concept of financial independence.
Yeah.
Does he, like, define that in a specific way?
He breaks it down into different levels,
Okay.
emphasizing that it's not an all-or-nothing concept.
Right.
You can achieve varying degrees of financial independence based on your goals and your lifestyle choices.
So it's not just about retiring early
Right.
and living off your investments.
He even introduces the concept of barista fire,
Okay.
where you achieve enough financial independence to cover your basic expenses.
Okay.
But you might still work part-time
Right.
or pursue passion projects. Gotcha.
To supplement your income.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
So it's about creating a life where you have the freedom to choose how you work and spend your time.
Exactly.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
What about retirement planning? Does Sabatier offer any specific advice on how to make your money last throughout retirement?
He definitely does.
Okay.
He talks about the withdrawal rate,
Okay.
which is the percentage of your portfolio you can safely withdraw each year
Right.
without depleting your savings.
That makes sense because you don't want to outlive your money,
Exactly.
especially with people living longer these days.
Right.
Does he factor in things like inflation
Yes.
and market fluctuations?
He discusses those factors
Okay.
and emphasizes the importance of having a diversified portfolio
Mm-hmm.
and a well-thought-out withdrawal strategy.
Okay.
He even introduces the concept of the Roth IRA conversion ladder
Okay.
as a way to access retirement funds early
Right.
without incurring the usual penalties.
That sounds complicated. It can be, but
Does he explain it in a way that's...
he breaks it down step by step,
Okay.
making it accessible even for those who aren't like finance experts.
Right.
He acknowledges that retirement planning can seem daunting,
Yeah.
but he provides the tools and knowledge
Right.
to approach it with confidence.
So it's about taking control of your financial future,
Exactly.
not just leaving it to chance.
Mm.
I like that. But let's be real. Sometimes all this financial planning
Yeah.
can feel overwhelming.
It can.
Does Sabatier offer any words of encouragement
Yeah.
for those who might be feeling discouraged?
He reminds us that financial freedom is not a sprint.
Okay.
It's a marathon.
Right.
There will be setbacks and challenges along the way,
Yeah.
but the key is to stay focused on your goals
Right.
and celebrate every step forward.
I like that.
He encourages readers to be patient, persistent,
Yeah.
and kind to themselves throughout the journey.
That's a powerful message. It's not about perfection.
No.
It's about progress. And it's about recognizing that financial freedom is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
Speaking of journeys, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Sabatier's book is packed with insights and practical advice.
Yes.
But if you had to distill it down to one key takeaway for our listeners,
Correct.
what would it be?
I think the most important takeaway is that financial freedom is within everyone's reach.
Okay.
It's not about luck or privilege.
Right.
It's about making those conscious choices,
Yeah.
adopting that entrepreneurial mindset, and taking consistent action towards your goals.
Right.
Sabatier's book provides the roadmap.
Yeah.
It's up to us to take that first step.
Yeah. I love that it's a reminder that, like, we actually have more control over our financial destiny than we think.
Yeah.
And it all starts with just taking that first step,
Right.
no matter how small it is.
Exactly. It could be like something as simple as creating a budget or automating your savings.
Yeah.
Or even just spending 15 minutes like researching investment options.
Right.
The key is just to like start somewhere.
Yeah.
And build that momentum.
Yeah, it's about like breaking down those mental barriers and realizing that financial freedom isn't some like elusive dream.
Yeah.
You know, it's not reserved just for a select few.
Right.
It's achievable for anyone who is willing to put in the effort and embrace, you know, a new way of thinking.
And that's where Sabatier's emphasis on mindset
Yeah.
really comes full circle.
Right.
He challenges us to shift our perspective
Okay.
from like scarcity to abundance, from feeling overwhelmed to feeling empowered.
It's about seeing the possibilities instead of the limitations. I
Exactly.
think that's such a powerful message.
Yeah.
Especially today, where we're constantly bombarded with messages about what we lack, what we need to buy, all that.
Sabatier reminds us that true wealth isn't measured by like the number in your bank account, but by the freedom and the fulfillment that you experience in your life.
And that freedom comes from making those conscious choices that are aligned with your values.
Exactly.
It's about designing a life
Yeah.
where you have the flexibility to pursue your passions, spend time with loved ones, and make a meaningful contribution to the world.
He encourages readers to like define their own version of financial freedom.
Okay.
One that's uniquely tailored to their aspirations and goals.
I see.
It's not about following some like cookie cutter formula.
Right.
It's about creating a life that feels authentic and fulfilling.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about taking ownership of your financial future and designing a life that truly reflects your priorities.
Exactly.
Okay, so as we're wrapping up this deep dive into financial freedom, I want to leave our listener the final thought-provoking question.
All right, I'll pose it to you this way.
Okay.
If financial freedom is really about creating a life of choice and abundance, what is one small step you can take today to move closer to that vision?
What action can you take right now to shift your mindset, optimize your finances, or explore a new opportunity that excites you?
Remember, financial freedom is not a destination. It's a journey.
Yeah.
And the most important step is the one you take today.
So embrace the challenge, dive into the possibilities, and start creating the life you deserve.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy diving.